Time for breakfast, 2 Corinthians chapter 6. And working together, we also call upon you not to receive the favor of Elohim in vain. For he says, in an acceptable time I have heard you, and in a day of deliverance I have helped you. See, now is the well-accepted time. See, now is a day of deliverance. Giving no cause of stumbling in whatever, so that the service is not blamed. Rather, we commend ourselves as servants of Elohim in every way, in much endurance, in pressures, in hardships, in distresses, in stripes, in imprisonments, in disturbances, in toils, in watchings, in fastings, in cleanness, in knowledge, in patience, in kindness, in the set-apart spirit, in love unfeigned, in the word of truth, in the power of Elohim, through the weapons of righteousness, on the right and on the left, through esteem and disrespect, through evil report and good report, regarded as deceivers and yet true, as unknown and yet well known, as dying and see we live, as disciplined and yet not killed, as sad yet always rejoicing, as poor yet enriching many, as having none and yet possessing all. Our mouth has spoken openly to you, O Corinthians. Our heart is wide open. You are not restrained by us, but you are restrained by your own affections. But for the same reward I speak as to children. Open wide your hearts too. Do not become unevenly yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness and lawlessness? And what fellowship has light with darkness? And what agreement has Messiah with Belial? Or what part does a believer have with an unbeliever? And what union has the dwelling place of Elohim with idols? For you are a dwelling place of the living Elohim, as Elohim has said, I shall dwell in them and walk among them, and I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. Therefore, come out from among them and be separate, says Jehovah, and do not touch what is unclean, and I shall receive you. And I shall be a father to you, and you shall be sons and daughters to me, says Jehovah, the Almighty. Having then these promises, beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all defilement of the flesh and spirit, perfecting set-apartness in the fear of Elohim. Make room for us. We wronged no one, we corrupted no one, we exploited no one. I do not say this to condemn, for I previously said that you are in our hearts, to die together and to live together. Great is my boldness of speech toward you. Great is my boasting on your behalf. I have been filled with encouragement. I overflow with joy in all our pressure. For indeed, when we came into Macedonia, our flesh had no rest, but we were hard pressed on every side, conflicts without, fears within. But Elohim, who encourages the downcast, encouraged us by the coming of Titus. And not only by his coming, but also by the encouragement with which he was encouraged over you, when he reported to us your longing, your mourning, your ardor for me, so that I greatly rejoice. For even if I made you sad with my letter, I do not regret it, though I did regret it, for I perceive that the same letter made you sad, even if for an hour. I now rejoice, now that you were made sad, but that you were saddened into repenting. For you were made sad according to Elohim, so that you suffered no loss from us. For sadness according to Elohim works repentance to deliverance, not to be regretted, but the sadness of the world works death. For see how you have been saddened according to Elohim, how much it worked out in you eagerness, indeed clearing of yourselves, indeed displeasure, indeed fear, indeed longing, indeed ardor, indeed righting of wrong. In every way you proved yourselves to be clear in the matter. So although I wrote to you, it was not for the sake of him who had done the wrong, nor for the sake of him who suffered wrong, but for the sake of revealing our diligence for you before Elohim. For this reason we have been encouraged in your encouragement, and we rejoiced exceedingly more for the joy of Titus, because his spirit has been refreshed by all of you. Because, if I have boasted somewhat about you to him, I am not ashamed. But as we spoke to you in all truth, even so our boasting to Titus was found true. And his tender feeling are greater for you as he remembers the obedience of all of you, as you received him with fear and trembling. I rejoice that in every way I am of good courage by reason of you. Now, brothers, we make known to you the favor of Elohim, which has been given in the assemblies of Macedonia, that in much trial of pressure, the overflowing of their joy and their deep poverty overflowed into the riches of their generosity. Because I bear witness that according to their ability and beyond their ability, they gave voluntarily, begging us with much urgency for the favor of taking part in this service to the set apart ones, and not as we had expected. They gave themselves first to the Master and then to us by the desire of Elohim, that we should urge Titus that as he had begun, so he would also complete this kind gift in you as well. But as you excel in every way, in belief and speech and knowledge, in all diligence, and in your love for us, that you should excel in this kind gift as well. I speak not by command, but I am proving the genuineness of your love by the eagerness of others. For you know the favor of our Master Yeshua Messiah, that being rich, he became poor for your sake, so that you might become rich through his poverty. And in this I give an opinion. It is to your advantage not only to be doing what you began and were desiring to do a year ago, and now also complete the work, that as there was a readiness in desiring it, so there also should be a completion out of what you have. For if the readiness is present, it is well received according to what one has, not according to what he does not have. Not, however, that others should be eased and you hard pressed, but by fair sharing, that now at this time you are plenty for their need, so that their plenty might also be for your need, that there might be fair sharing. As it has been written, he who gathered much did not have too much, and he who gathered little had not less. But thanks be to Elohim, who puts the same eagerness for you into the heart of Titus, because he received the appeal indeed, but being more eager, he went to you of his own accord. And we sent with him the brother, whose praise is in the good news through all the assemblies, and not only so, but who was also chosen by the assemblies to travel with us, with this gift that is administered by us to the esteem of the Master himself and your ready mind, avoiding this, that anyone should blame us in this generation, or in this generous gift which is administered by us. For we provide what is right, not only in the sight of Jehovah, but also in the sight of men. And we sent with them our brother, whom we have often proved eager in many ways, but now much more eager, because of the great reliance which we have in you. As for Titus, he is my partner and fellow worker for you. As for our brothers, they are messengers of the assemblies, the esteem of Messiah. Therefore, show to them the proof of your love and of our boasting on your behalf and in the presence of the assemblies.